Manifesting Generator friends, and welcome to your reading for the week of October 7th, 2024. As with all readings, take what serves you well and release what does not. One of the most liberating things about being human is that we have free will choice. So no matter what the universe has in store for us this week with these messages, we have the power to change them. All right, this week we're going to start with a Power Animal Oracle card, followed by a Work Your Light Oracle card, followed by at least 3 cards from the tarot, and we're going to do situation obstacle advice this week. Okay, so let's get going with which of the power animals is best here to serve our manifesting generator friends this week. And we have Dragonfly Illusion. Know who you really are. Dragonflies are fascinating creatures to me. They are actually probably my favorite insect. Well, I love the butterflies too, but there's something so cool about how they're constructed, right? Like how they can hover like a helicopter, and I also love them because they eat other bugs, right? They eat mosquitoes and stuff like that. And they do this kind of dance like around when you see them. So knowing who you really are is moving past the illusion of who others think that you should be. That's what I just got there. So interesting. Okay, so we're going to see how Dragonfly fits in with our reading today. And in the Work Your Light, right, for our manifesting generators. Oh, this one is the one I want. Oh, interesting. Okay, transformation again. This came up for the manifestors. So perhaps in manifestation this week, there is going, because you're a manifesting generator, you're the closest to the manifestors of all of the other energy types. So that's really interesting that I was drawn to that. Okay, so transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level. There's some deep healing. There's some really wonderful things going on with this card. First of all, it's got loads of Egyptian vibes. I was obsessed with Egypt when I was like in grade 6. I remember we did like a school unit on it, and I could not like get enough of the Egyptian, like I remember like even like the scribe, like the ankhs and all the tablets and the history and I mean, of course I love the fact that they had a queen who was very powerful, and our good friend Cleopatra. So, and their obsession with cats. We love cats in my house. So anyways, but yeah, we'll come back to her. Now, yeah, we'll come back. We'll see what the tarot has to say, because I always have lots to say about change and transformation. Okay, so this week we've got situation, obstacle, advice for our MGs. Situation, the Emperor, interesting. Obstacle is the 7 of Pentacles, and the advice is the Empress. Oh gosh, lots of parental stuff going on here. So wow, we're gonna see. There might be some, family relationships have definitely been a theme of this week. My first 2 readings were very family focused. The last one, not so much, but wow, this is like family, like mom and dad energy here, lots of it. So let's see how this goes for some of you. Okay, so we've got our situation is the Emperor. Now the Emperor is, this is first of all a really powerful reading because we have 2 arcana cards, major arcana cards out of the 3, right? Like this is very, very strong parental energy. The Emperor is our father figure, right? So it is a male energy, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's male. So he's definitely he's got lots of leadership qualities. He's very stable, but also there can be too controlling. Okay, the Emperor can be a little hard-headed, my way or the highway kind of thinking. He's got the Rams, and what do they do when they have conflict? They bang their heads together. So while this person can be a very strong, influence, they are, regardless of how their personality traits, they're a strong influence in the life. So there's a situation for some of you right now where there's a father type figure, a leader in your life. This could also be like a boss, if this is work related. Okay, so let's see. So we've got a situation around a father figure in your life this week. Now our obstacle is the 7 of Pentacles. And the 7 of Pentacles is really like the sevens are about crossroads. So there's something happening where you're like, I need to make like there's a crossroad is like when we come to a crossroad, we need to change direction. So there's something, and it has to do with your resources. So perhaps resources don't just have to be money. They can be, they can be your work, they can be time, they can be the amount of energy that you have. But the Seven of Pentacles is really like, it's a card of reflection. So we're looking back at kind of like what we've already done. So what have we already built so far? And like questioning, like, is it worth it? Do I want to keep going in this direction? And the advice is to ask your mother. Okay. All right. So now many of our parents are in spirit. Mine are both I'm very blessed to have both of mine still with me and with our family. But the Empress, so the advice is to go with a more feminine energy approach. All right. So I think the situation is that perhaps there's been too much hard-headedness in a certain, wherever you've been applying, whatever you're reflecting upon, there's been some hard-headed influences that you're now like questioning. Okay. So you could be questioning, like, was this really what I wanted? Like, was I, or this influence, like it got me this far, but do I need it to keep going, right? And the answer is to switch that energy into a more feminine, a more divine feminine. Now, the Empress is very, she's all about creation. She is, again, like our mother, like the kings and queens are also like parental figures in the tarot, but these are like the big ones, right? Like these are the ones, like they're the grand, they have the most power. And so, and they're equal in their power. They just have very different types of power. This is essentially a male archetype of like that masculine energy and the feminine. So you're very much asking to switch in order to transform, okay, and know who you really are. We need to release some of this concrete thinking that happens over here, right? There's a lot of concrete, logical, stuff that's happening here. And again, those things are excellent foundations. Okay. Having a solid foundation from which to launch is so essential in healthy growth, in healthy transformation. So this reading is saying, manifesting generator, that you've got this. Okay. You've already got this. You're thinking about where to go next, particularly in the career. I'm getting particularly in your work, maybe like where you want to invest. Like this can also be about investment, but you're being invited to not be so logical about things. So like let's maybe lead with our heart a little bit in whatever you're reflecting upon. Taking a look at, like, she's Mother Earth, she's Gaia, she's this flow, but this thing is like she's also represents abundance and creation. So our advice is to move into a space where we're not just thinking about things and going, okay, this is logical, this is how I should move forward, but rather going, how do I feel about it, right? So when in the process of doing this reflection, ask yourself how you feel about it. This is going to be really, really important in order to take steps to go to that next level. Like we are all body, mind, and spirit. And this is very body, mind, and this is very spirit, very sensitive, very tuning into your emotions. Actually, MGs, I want to encourage you to take a look at your authority with this reading. I'm getting very strongly that in order to get the power for your reflection. Now, you could have lots of different types of authority. It can be sacral, it can be emotional, it can be ego-based. There's a whole bunch of them. And so take a look at your chart. If you don't have one, you can go to my website and order one. And I'm getting very strongly turn to your authority. I mean, your authority is how you should make decisions anyways, but let's go. You're being encouraged very, very much to go to your authority for some transformation in this decision. I would like to clarify the Empress a little bit. Okay, so Spirit, please help me clarify how the Empress what else can help us in the advice section of this reading. Okay, and it's the Ace of Cups. I can't even with Spirit, right? Like, Okay, so we're talking about emotions, and this is like a yes, go and make this. The growth is definitely happening. The growth, the illusion, the illusion is that we need this logic, like we need to stay logical in order to move forward. That's the illusion. But it doesn't really teach you who you really are, because it's only part of the equation of body, mind, and spirit. We need both of these, okay? We need both of these to move forward into this transformation. But if you've been focusing too much on this type of energy, then we've got a double whammy of it's time to focus on the emotional piece and how you feel. Use that authority, especially if you're an emotional authority. Oh my gosh, this is like full steam ahead for that. There's also like the Ace of Cups is a yes to follow your emotions, but also represents like some of you are going to get a blessing. If you do this, you are going to be rewarded. Your cup will literally floweth over. Okay. Woo. Alrighty. That feels so clear to me. So manifesting generators, I hope you take this into consideration as you reflect this week on how you'd like to grow, and then go and do it like the MG you are. All right. Bye.